It's the start of a beautiful day here. We are slap bang in the middle of summer, and the first of our crops are now ready to harvest. Hello again, I am Jim Bob, and welcome back to American Midwest. So, we are going to be doing some harvesting today. If we take a look at the map, the fields that are ready, that I have scanned so far, are field 10 and 25. Sorry, field 10 and field 1. I'm imagining that field 25 and 26 are ready as well. I'm actually going to very quickly make my way over there in the truck and just scan those fields as well. But the other two are definitely at 100% and are now ready for us to start attacking with a harvester. And traditionally, at least on standard seasons, the best sort of time of year to sell canola is in the summer. So given that we have a canola field ready, we might even end up selling today as well. Let's take a look actually at the canola sell price. Actually, no, it's not canola I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of soybean, aren't I? Yeah, and we've just missed the peak sell point for soybean, which hasn't finished growing yet anyway. So, all right, ignore that. We won't be doing any selling today. But let's head on over and just check those other two fields, make sure that they are sort of ready for us. On the road, it might help. Never been very good driving these trucks. There we go, match the speed limit. So yeah, we could be doing a lot of, well, we're not going to harvest all 4 of those fields today. We're just not going to have time, but we can certainly get a couple of them done. I think we'll probably do 10 and 1, and then we might leave 25 and 26 till tomorrow. Or actually, we could do it the other way around. We have got rain predicted tomorrow, and I don't really want to be doing straw swathing when it's raining, because it will cause that straw, if it starts raining while that straw is still on the field, that straw will immediately start rotting. So we'll see. I'll have to think about that one. And yes, this field here is done as well. So just one more field to check, and that is the other side of the railroad. Speed limit I think is 50 just here, so I'm just going to floor it in this short little jump. There we go. And yeah, this barley field is also 100% as well. So we do have 4 different fields that are ready. A couple of wheat fields, barley field, and some canola as well. We do still have more canola and corn growing. And actually, I wonder, we've got corn on field 12, haven't we? Let's make our way over and just have a look at corn, at the corn on field 12, because we could potentially actually do some corn chaffing today, which means we would need to see if we can afford to get our forage harvester in. I don't think we've got quite enough. We haven't had enough money coming in for milk sales over the last couple of days, plus we've kind of spent a bit of money as well. So the amount of money I thought we might have by this point is actually a little bit lower, by about 50 grand or so. It's not the end of the world, it just means that we can't necessarily get straight into corn chaffing today, which is something that was potentially a possibility. Oh, this speed limit is killing me. It's so slow. I'm going to skip ahead and I'll catch you up at the field. Okay, so we're coming up to the field itself. Here we go, and the corn is looking pretty tall. I'm not quite sure if it's ready for chaffing yet. Might need to go one more stage. Obviously, when you're chaffing corn, you can do it a stage earlier. No, we're only at 50%, so we need to get a little bit more growth on this cornfield. I think one more growth stage, and then we should, I think, be able to actually start chaffing that. So that actually kind of works out for us, because as I say, we don't quite have enough for our Big X 580. We need 275 for the harvester, and for the header we need another 28. So we need essentially just a little over 300,000. And in terms of our finances, we have, as you can see, just under 200,000 available. So with the money that we have, just over 200,000, maybe about 210, somewhere along those lines, 220, something like that. So we're about 80,000 short at the moment, 85,000, somewhere in that region. So it's going to be another couple of days, I think, before we can afford to buy that, unless we get the chance to sell something in that time, in the next day or two. It's the best time for selling wool, although we've only really had wool for a day or two, has been and gone. We've just missed that, and we don't really have any wool to speak of. We've got a little bit. We've missed the window for beets. That was early in spring. We do still have beets in stock. We do have a little bit of product in stock. I don't think it's enough for us to actually sell anything. Let's pull over actually. Let's take a look at our stocks. We have, well, as you can see, we have a little bit of, quite a lot of beets and a little bit of corn. Of course, the corn is really kind of food for the pigs, so we can't really sell that. We're going to need that next, for the rest of the year and into next as well. Yeah, there's nothing coming up. I mean, we've got wheat and barley prices going up, as you can see, from sort of tomorrow onwards. They're going to start to hit that bottom price and then start raising all the way up again through the rest of the year. Same with canola. So we can bring these in and then we can look to sell those in, 6 months' time? We'll probably get our best price. Soybean, well, it still hasn't finished growing and we're going to have to wait the best part of a year to sell that. The corn we're not selling. The corn is going into storage, as is some of the wheat and barley. That's going to go into storage for our pigs. We don't have sugar cane. Just looking to see what else we could possibly sell. We've got silage. We need to kind of finish making the bunker before we do anything else. And I'm looking at the prices of animals. Maybe we could possibly flip a couple of dairy cows. We just brought them in at a reduced price. Maybe we could sort of flip them a little bit. I'd rather kind of wait another another sort of 6 months, do those at the beginning of winter if we're going to flip any of those. So it looks as though we're just going to have to wait for money to be earned through milk sales more than anything else, and our orchard, of course, as well. We are almost out of straw. Our cows, we're going to have to top that up today. Let's take a quick look at our income for milk. Where is milk sales? Sold milk, there we go. It's holding at around 30,000 at the moment, so definitely lower than it was earlier in the year when we were making around 50,000. We're now making, considerably less, and it might potentially, according to the seasons manual, it could drop next season as well. It could drop in even further in autumn. So hopefully that's not the case, but I guess we'll have to wait till autumn breaks before we find that out for definite. Right, I'm going to quickly head up to the animal farm. I'm going to give our cows some straw because they need it, and then from there we will start harvesting, and I think we'll start with the canola and get that out the way. No, we're going to leave the canola. We've got time. We'll start with fields 25 and 26. We'll get those two done and we'll gather up all of that straw. So I will see you in just a moment. So we are back at the farm, picking up our combine. I've already got the truck in place on the field. We are going to be using our Terra variant as our auger to unload the combine and transport over to the truck itself. Let's get our beacons on. So we make the short trip just over there to our two fields that we'll be working on first. And then I think if we get time, we'll probably end up moving over to field 1 as well. Although, having said that, we do need to kind of deal with that straw. So I think what I might well do is I might do something a little bit different. Normally we kind of just follow the combine and then we just leave it like that. But I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm actually going to be following with our Optum and our baler, and we'll be baling the straw as it appears on the field, and then when the combine needs an empty, obviously we'll jump over and we'll tag it and we'll empty it, and then we'll jump back into the Puma or the Optum and keep baling away, so that we can at least process some of this straw a little bit quicker. The field up there, field 1, is the field that I'm going to do loose material with, so that we can just transport that straight over to the farm silo for the animals. I don't think we're going to need more than one field's worth of straw. I guess we'll see how much we make in terms of bales, how many bales we make. That's actually a way we can raise some extra cash. We can sell these bales. So let's just detach the... I keep looking to go look out the back window. You can't in a combine. I keep forgetting that. Because there's a great big grain tank right behind me. Alright, so let's fold up the header. There we go. Let's unfold the combine. Let's get the beacons off. Let's get lined up. And don't forget, these fields, I think this one actually isn't ploughed. We just take a quick look. Oops, no, that was the right page. It's just the wrong section. Yeah, so this one isn't ploughed. So we're losing 10% of our sort of fertilisation boost to this field because it's not ploughed. And we're also losing 30% fertilisation as well because we could only get it to stage 2, and we need to turn on straw swathing. There we go. Right, so let's jump back over to the Terra variant. There we go. Our auger tank is probably half buried in the concrete, as it always seems to be, and I still have no idea why it keeps doing it. I've never had this problem on any other map. It's always... It doesn't seem to matter where I store it either. Just give it a nudge and it should pop back up again. There we go. It's very, very weird. I don't know why it does this. Alright, so there we go. There's our auger tank on. Let's get this over to the field, and then we'll be coming back and we'll be grabbing the Optum and the baler. And as I say, we'll start baling our straw as soon as it kind of hits the ground, just to give us a little bit more kind of a catch-up, I think. And what I might do is I might lease an auto stacker rather than sort of messing around with a bale trailer. I think what I'll probably do is just lease an auto stacker, or maybe I might lease an auto load trailer. I was a bit iffy about using auto load trailers at first, but I've really come around to using them, and I'm actually getting quite a lot of enjoyment out of using them. It does simplify things an awful lot when you've got that. So let's park up just here. Let's just check with the combine, see what its fill level is looking like at the moment. It's halfway full already. Alright, okay, I think we're going to need to tag this pretty much straight away. Of course, I've gone the wrong way through my vehicle selection, haven't I? As I always do. Set cruise control to 6. There we go. We'll empty this at the bottom of the field, and that way we know it'll make it all the way back up again. Gee, can I catch the combine before it hits the bottom of the field? It's going to be close. It's going to be really close. Oh, no, he's made the bottom of the field. Can we get him before he completes his turnaround move? Hopefully we can. Although I think I might have to cancel the worker for a second. Stop, 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 stop. Yeah, right, we just got him. Right, so that was close. Right, so while he's unloading, we are going to jump back to the farm. We're going to jump into the Optum, if I can tag it. No, that's the quad. Let's just do it this way, it's quicker. There it is. And our baler is just around the corner under that shelter. Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll just we'll stack the bales, and then oh, got a partial bale still in there. I didn't realise we still had anything in there. From there, what we'll do is we'll stack them all up near the incinerator, and we'll just burn the bales as as and when we get the opportunity, using our telehandler. So we're going to have a nice sort of row of straw ready and waiting for us already. That's good. Let's unfold the baler. Lower the pickup. Turn it on and away we go. Make some bales. See if we can get a nice good shot here with the Optum and the combine crossing paths with each other. Nice. Right, okay. Plenty of straw work to do, plenty of harvesting to do. I'm going to sort of start doing my little fade ins and outs, and I'll catch up with you as we make a bit more progress on the field. Been getting into quite a nice little rhythm on this field here, where I've been unloading the combine, following it down most of the way, or if not all the way to the bottom of the field, and then driving back up. I've already done one unload into the trailer, so this is a fresh trailer, or a fresh auger load, so to speak. But do the unload of the combine down to the bottom of the field, then drive back up to the top and switch out into the Optum, and then do 2 lines of straw, by which point the harvester has turned around and is on its way back down the field again, and getting close to emptying, or getting close to needing to be emptied, back into the Terra variants, back and do another sort of unload. It's been working quite nicely. It's been quite a nice smooth little rhythm that I've been able to get into, which has been quite nice. So I'm just going to stick with this until I get to the bottom of this bale, and sort of do a little loop around the bale. There we go. That's my cue now to skedaddle back up the field. We'll jump into the Optum, and then make our way down and back up again, and do another couple of rows of bales, by which point we'll be ready to switch back into this and do another unload on the combine. So it is working very, very nicely doing this, and I'm saving a whole bunch of time as well by getting the field baled as we go. There we go. I may as well empty this now, seeing as I'm up here. There we go. We can then start off with a fresh empty tank for our next unload. Getting jostled around in the cab here thanks to the ground response mod. I do love this mod. It really has changed, you know, that sort of completely flat feeling that you get without it. There we go. That's another couple of rows of bales done. Don't think we're going to be in the way just there. No, we're good. So now we can jump back into the Terra variant. And we can get another unload run done. So it looks as though we've got maybe one pass left. I'm hoping it's one pass. And the truck itself is full, so we're going to have to kind of park up here and do a bit of a shuttle run in a moment. The next field across there, that's barley. So our other wheat field is field 1, and I'm kind of not sure whether to go up to field 1 after this and finish off all the wheat, or do the barley. I think I'm going to get the wheat out of the way, so we'll go over to field 1. And that's the field we're going to do loose straw on, I think. So, I don't know. I might just clear off those two fields. So I might just make sure that we've got everything empty and then just shuttle back and forth another time with the truck to unload our grain. Get onto the farm so I can get off that speed limit. So we've got 65,25 in the back of this trailer. We've got another sort of nearly 20,000 in the back of the auger, and then obviously we've got, you know, what's going to be a nearly full grain tank in the combine as well. So we'll probably get another sort of 10,000 out the combine. Oh, that's not the unload. That's the grate is a bit further back. That's the grain drop point. There we go. That's where I need to be. We'll get there in the end. So that's not a bad little haul. 65, sort of another sort of 28 on top of that. We're talking around 93,000, somewhere in that kind of region. Helper has finished his task as he stopped halfway up the field. I know he's just stopped at the bottom, so he hasn't done a complete all the way up. Okay, interesting. We'll have to manually harvest that last bit ourselves then, by the look of it. The AI's just decided to go, nope, not having it. Hopefully he's facing the right direction and hasn't kind of turned around and parked himself in the grain. That would be potentially a little problematic. We've already lost enough of that crop as it is. I don't want to have to lose more to crop destruction. So let's head back over and see exactly what the situation is. Oh, and that is exactly what the AI decided to do. He decided to just turn around. Alright, okay. So there's obviously a little AI bug here on this corner. But he did manage to do, by the look of it, the whole field, which is good. See if I can get him lined back up again. No, he doesn't want to go, does he? Alright. Oh no, of course he did the whole thing because he turned around and went back into that little line. Okay, so yeah, we'll manually harvest this remaining strip ourselves then. And then, yeah, I'm going to go and do the barley field. I'll get these two fields out of the way first. So we'll get the barley done, we'll get that put into storage, we'll deal with all of these bales, we'll save the loose straw for another day. and at least that way we're not going to be crossing grain supplies to different locations. This is a much smaller field, as you can see, so only going to be another couple of passes after this one and it's all done. I've just finished baling up those last couple of rows of straw that we had left over on that field, and you can see that's a lot of bales. We could actually make quite a nice little bit of cash. I'm trying to think back, it's a long time since we did bales on fields 23 and 24. I think it was just on field 24. I think it was probably our first harvest. Yeah, it was 23, because I remember 24 was when we did those beets and we we damaged our crop just by planting with that particular seeder. But yeah, we made quite a bit of cash. I'm trying to remember how much I made. It was a lot, but you know, when you think about it, I think it was somewhere in the region of about 25,000 for the bales off field 23. I don't think we'll make quite as many or quite as much for those bales there, but we'll make a decent little amount, I think. And considering we need a little bit more so that we can buy the forage harvester, you know, every extra dollar that we get is welcome. Right, so this is full. Let's go dump our first trailer load of barley into our truck. And we should just about get the field cleared, I think, before we fill the trailer up. So that's kind of good. We won't have to make multiple trips. One single trip should cover everything that's left on the field. You know, along with this, we've got a 65 and a quarter capacity. We're probably going to be looking at somewhere in the region of 50,000, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But not a bad little haul there for our barley. Once again, the AI is playing silly buggers. It kind of drove in a little bit, stopped. I tried to get it restarted by moving him in a little bit further. He immediately stopped and started backing up again. So we'll just unload and we'll do this ourselves. I think it's just the easiest thing to do, rather than trying to, you know, move along a little bit further, get him restarted. And there we go, that is the end of the field. So, nothing left for us to do now, except, you know, start baling this field and then start gathering up all of those bales. Now we're going to need an auto-load trailer just to help speed things up, because with this many bales, trying to load these manually is going to take forever. And I just don't know if I have the patience for that. Not anymore. Now that I've discovered and kind of embraced the joys of auto-loading, I don't know if I could actually go back to doing that many bales, plus this field of bales as well, manually, on a time constraint issue. Yeah, I need to get myself a manual, not a manual, sorry, an auto-load trailer. How much are they going to cost me? Let's see. 11 grand. And it's 5% off. Bonus. Perfect time. So with the add-on there, it's going to cost us 12.5. That's not too bad. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll stack those at the farm. We'll stack them in one of our big empty sheds that's doing absolutely nothing. Obviously there is no risk of them rotting because this map does not have a snow mask, so there is no rot whatsoever on this. Obviously, or at least no, there's no bale rot. Obviously, grass rot still exists, but if hay or straw gets wet, it won't rot. Now, I'm going to play as though it does, because yeah, that's a huge thing, you know, and for that to just not be part of the map is a bit unfortunate. So I am going to treat it as though it is actually present, and that bale rot does exist, even though it doesn't on this particular map. As I say, it doesn't have a snow mask on this map because it's not been fully updated for seasons. So while, you know, the grass will rot because that's just a basic core mechanic, the snow mask is something that has to be put in by the map modders themselves, and without it, bale rot is automatically disabled. So yeah, that big shed, I think the big shed where I've just stuck a couple of trailers in there, I think I'm going to actually put my bales in there instead, and then we'll just store them in there until we're ready to sell them. I'm going to try selling them at different locations as well. I'm going to try selling them at the incinerator, and I'm going to try selling them, I think, possibly at the BGA, and see what else where else we could potentially sell them. I'm looking to see if there is actually a dedicated barn on this map, and I don't think there is. If I remember rightly, the barn is kind of replaced by the incinerator here at the farm. So yeah. Alright, well, we're going to put this away for the day because I don't think we're going to have time to do any more harvesting. We've still got all that straw to bale and then collect and then store. And I think by the time that's done, that's probably going to be the end of our sort of good hours of daylight. It is midsummer, so we could theoretically work on, you know, quite late, but I also want to leave us something to do tomorrow as well. Oh, and one thing I do need to get done, I kind of forgot to get it started, is I need to get these soybean fields fertilised as well. I need to weed them, so I better do that right now actually. Let's where is the Puma? There it is. Let's take this down to the farm. Let's get it customised with skinny wheels and fit one of our weeders to the back of it. We'll get that working away on our 2 soybean fields, and we'll get those fertilised, because there are transitions in every season. There are 3 transitions, and it's based on, you know, each third of the season. So we are currently on day 4, which is the end of transition 2. Now our crops grew up, so to speak, yesterday. That was the start of their transaction, or their transition into their current state. So technically, I thought yesterday that we weren't ready to harvest our crops, but we could have been, I think, and we're definitely ready there today. Obviously, our soybeans started growing to the next stage yesterday, and is still at that stage now. And tomorrow will be the start of the 3rd transition of summer. We'll go into late summer, and our crops will grow again. And they're already at 33.5%, also 33%. That is kind of, I think, the cut-off height before it's too late to use the weeder. So we need to get that done today, or else we will not be able to fertilise them in their final stage, and we will lose yet more of our potential return on our crops. Cannot afford for that to happen. So I've just realised I've been doing 25 miles an hour on a 50 road there. Whoops. So yeah, we'll get this configured, get it set up, and we'll start weeding away on our 2 soybean fields in the background while we're still finishing off all of our baling work. Decided to bring the barley up to this farm here. I figured this is backup barley. I mean, my intention is that the wheat we have on field 1 will hopefully be enough to feed our pigs. But if it's not, oops, if it's not, then I'd like to have some backup barley available just in case. So we'll leave this up here but we'll try not to use it. We'll use all the wheat that we can first from field 1. Whoops. Drove into the silo there, not so good. That's a bit better. We'll use all the wheat that we get off field 1 first, and if we start running out of that before the chance to bring in another harvest, then we've got this barley available on hand. But like I say, I kind of want to try and just use the wheat first. Now, we'll be able to kind of get a good judgment over the next sort of 6 months as to whether or not we're going to need this, just from how often we're topping up our food trough and how much wheat we're using each time. We'll be able to see how quickly it's going down and whether or not we'll need to hang on to the barley. But if it's not going to be an issue, then we will be able to then sell that barley sort of in the winter. So we just have to kind of see and monitor the amount of wheat that our pigs are going to be eating over the next sort of 6 months or so. There we go, that is the baling complete. So, as you saw, I brought a bale trailer over on the back of the truck. I figured we'd use the truck for a change, seeing as, I would have probably have used the Puma to do the baling and the Optum to do the trailer, but obviously the Optum was busy with this, and well, I suppose I could use this, but I wanted something a little bit different, and our Puma is busy weeding away for us, so I figured, why not? Let's use the truck. So, let's turn on the operating position 2. There we go. Start collecting up all of these bales. I wonder how many we're going to have. If you're a betting man, you can place your bets now as to how many bales we've created. It'll be a fair few. I wonder if I can actually tag both if I drive down the middle like this. Oh, just look at that. That's awesome. Less trips down the field this way. In theory. Of course, if I miss the bales, that doesn't help. Hate backing up with these things. There we go. Right. It's just out of range. And that's a full trailer, so that's the first load of 24. Let's make our way off the field, run down the verge instead. So we're going to take these back to the farm, and we'll store them in one of those big sheds until we know exactly when we're going to sell them and where we're going to sell them. Because I don't know if the incinerator is going to give us a different price to the BGA. It could well do. Actually, let's take this load over here over to the BGA. Now this should be a quicker route because this is a 50-mile-an-hour road, I believe. Yep. And then we'll whizzle on the bottom, which should also, I think, be 50. At least I hope it's going to be 50. And then it's 35 out by the BGA, so yeah, fingers crossed this is going to be a quicker route. And I will see you when we get to the BGA. Alright, that's pretty good. We've got plenty of space around here, so just straighten up. Let's take the straps off. unload the bales to the side, drop them down. There we go. Right. So we have a stack of 24 bales here, ready for a test sell a little bit later. Let's go and get the rest of the bales, and those will store at the farm. And it was 35 miles an hour on the way, so it's probably just easier to go this way. We can go 35 up to the junction, and then 25 across the top, but it saves us going down and along, and then back up, and then that way it doesn't really make much difference time-wise, so we'll just take the shorter route. Okay, so this shed here is open-sided, which is quite good, so I can just literally just drive straight through and drop the bales off as soon as we get in there. So let's undo the straps, reload the trailer, there we go. So space for plenty more stacks to go in there. Let's go get the next load. Field 26 is now cleared. We had 2 full stacks of 24 and then another 4 bales left over, so that's not too bad. 52 bales off field 26, and field 25 is much bigger, a lot more bales, so a lot of trips back to the farm. Let's see how many we get off this field as well. So as we bring in the final trailer load of bales, we've come out with a pretty good amount. 167 created in total. You can see we're just one short of another full trailer here. So we made 6 full trailers, 1 partial trailer. I say partial, it's only 1 bale short. That's not bad. Oh, and we've just taken that bale from that stack there. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Are we straight? Pretty straight. That's not bad. Oh. But the other stack isn't. I have to pull these out a little bit. I think we're good there. There we go. Yes. Excellent. So, yeah, 167 bales created in total. We got 52 off of field 26, so that means we got 115 in total off of field 25, and then, yeah, as I say, 52 on 26. So that's not a bad day's work. That's a lot of straw, a lot of straw bales indeed. Don't forget, we actually have another full stack down at the BGA waiting to be sold. I'm going to leave this trailer up here, I think. I'll just park it up here, I think. Like so. There we go. So, I left the grain trailer here because it's a bit dirty, and I wanted to give it a quick clean before we took it back, so I'll do that right now. But yeah, that's not too bad. That's 167 bales of straw that we've got available to boost our finances I think that's more than we had last time, combined across those two fields. So we should get quite a nice little income from those. Just clean this truck off, and then we'll have a quick look at the season's predicted prices menu and see what it's saying for straw bales. There we go. Right, so bales, straw. Well, not surprisingly, winter is the period when they are most in demand, because that's when straw is used more by the animals than at any other point in the year. So it doesn't look like it's going to be that much of a difference, if I'm honest. You know, we're only talking maybe $10 a bale at most. So we probably won't bother waiting. We'll probably sell those quite quickly and use that money towards buying our forage harvester. How is our worker getting on? He must have finished by now. He's still going, look. He's still going away on field 23. I mean, I know 24 and 23 is a big field, but I thought he would have finished that field by now. See if we can spot him. There he is, look. In the distance. Still working away. So once that field is done, we then need to get that field there weeded. That's probably going to happen off camera. And then tomorrow we can crack on and continue our harvest. We can get our canola harvest done, and we can also, depending on the weather, we can maybe look at getting our straw done as well. Again, we do not suffer straw rot because there is no snow mask on this map, so it doesn't matter if if there's straw on the field. When it rains, it won't rot, but we're going to play as though it would, just to try and keep that sort of season's feature going. So depending on when it rains, we may get the straw done first. We may kind of hold off and wait for that rain to go, and we may just wait until Friday. You can see Friday is predicted to be a glorious day. We may just wait till the last day of summer before we do that field there. I don't know. We'll see. If you haven't already seen it, I've done a special time-lapse video to end Deutz Farm, to show the progress of that forest that we created, and what it looks like from kind of start to finish, as it grows from just tiny little minor saplings all the way up to big full-size trees. Please do check that out if you haven't done so already. I hope it inspires you to do something like that yourself on your own maps. And next week we will be bringing Fent Farm back on Green River 2017, so keep your eyes peeled for that. We're going to go big on that one. We've done farms where we've kind of had a small amount of equipment to start us. We've done farms where we're going to have a moderate amount of equipment to get us started. This one we're going to have a lot of equipment to get us started, and quite a lot of land as well. We're just going to go in as a farm that's actually pretty well established already, with some really good big sized equipment and quite a lot of land to work. So we'll do something a little bit different on that. Plus we are going to be doing beets and potatoes on that map. Obviously we're just a couple of weeks away now from the Roper DLC being live, and they will be featured on that farm. So if you want to see the Roper gear in action, remember to sort of tune into Fent Farm when the DLC drops, because we will start previewing that equipment straight away and then actually using it throughout the year. Right, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with another episode of American Midwest very soon.